morning. It is Wednesday. Manny and I are on our way to the appointment. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it is the HSG day. Basically what that does is they go in and they look inside and put a dye through my uterus, through my tubes, through my ovaries to make sure there are not any problems or any issues or anything like that, any blockages, to try to figure out exactly why we can't get pregnant. So today is the day. We're gonna figure it all out. Apparently the test is a same day test, like you see it live as it's happening. So they should know today what's going on, and if there's any blockages or anything that's happening in there, they should just see it. So I'm super excited to see what's going on and just kind of just know. Like I'm excited to just know. But I'm freaking nervous. Like I'm just so nervous, and I keep like, you know, breathing techniques and like trying to calm myself down and just like, you know, just chilling, but I am just so nervous. So Manny's here with me. He's gonna take me there and drive me home. Hopefully I won't be in any pain, but I have heard that some women experience some like cramping and like some light bleeding afterwards. So I don't know, I'm just trying to be optimistic about it and just keep a positive mindset. I know that it's for the better. I know that this is at least gonna let us know what's going on, and it's going to help us in our fertility treatment. So it's worth it. It's just, I'm nervous about it. So I'm gonna try to record as much as I can in there. It is, you know, obviously a medical procedure, so I don't really know how much they're gonna let me record, but I'm gonna ask them if I can. I'm gonna see if I can take pictures. I know Manny won't be in the room because it is an ongoing x-ray process, so they don't want him to be exposed to radiation. But I'm gonna see what I can record just by myself in the room. So yeah, fingers crossed, wish me luck, and let's do this. Okay, so I'm out of the procedure and it was a lot more painful than I was expecting. I am in the car right now, so I'm gonna do a little sit down whenever we get home, but there was something different with my cervix, he was saying, and I had a procedure done a little while ago, and like I said, whenever I get back home I'm gonna go into a little bit more detail, but I just wanted to give you guys an update that it's done. I am in pain. I did take a Pamprin, or I took 2 Pamprins before I went in for the procedure so that it would help with the pain, but there was just a little bit of unexpected stuff that happened and that my doctor found that we weren't expecting, and it made it a little bit more complicated than we were thinking it was going to be. Manny and I are at Starbucks. We're waiting in line because Starbucks makes everything better.
Not for me.
And I will see you guys whenever we get back home. So it has been some time since I've been home. I came back home and I got super sleepy, and so I've pretty much just been relaxing and sleeping on and off the whole afternoon. I thought I would be able to have like a productive day and like fill you guys in right when I got here and like watch some TV and just kind of hang out, but like I was very tired. Even after getting Starbucks coffee, my body was like sleep. So I listened to it, and that's what I did. I just slept on and off for the entire afternoon. But I wanted to go into a little bit more detail what I was telling you guys about in the car. So with the procedure today, my cervix was, he didn't say damaged, but he said his exact words were, "It's not the worst I've seen," which kind of just, I don't know, it was just a different way to put it, and it kind of put me at like a little bit like a, what do you mean? What does that mean? I don't know what to expect from that. Like, what does that mean? So basically back in, I think it was like 2014 or 2015, I had the LEAP procedure done. So the LEAP procedure is done whenever your pap smear shows abnormal cells on your cervix, and so they have to remove those cells from the cervix so that it doesn't turn into like cervical cancer. And I had that procedure done, like I said, I think in 2014 or 2015, so it's been some time since I've had it. But with that procedure, it very rarely but can cause complications later down the road, and my doctor is thinking that maybe that has something to do with it. He said that at this point in time, because he was only able to see the cervix whenever he was trying to put the dye in and do the catheter, that he can't tell if that's what's causing our fertility issues or not, but he definitely had issues getting the catheter in this image right here. So you'll see the uterus is that little thing in the middle, and then that little tube thing, that bigger tube that looks like it's like, I don't know, like the tip of a pencil or the eraser of a pencil. So that is actually the catheter, but he wasn't able to get the catheter through my cervix like he wanted to. It was just really, really uncomfortable and honestly just too painful. He couldn't get it through the cervix, so what he did is he just put the catheter right up next to the cervix opening and injected the dye that way. It was a struggle, to be honest with you, which I think is why I'm in so much more pain than what usually is associated with an HSG, because a lot of people have said that they've gotten this procedure done and it's not a painful experience and that there's only mild cramping and a little bit of blood if they have that, and they kind of compare it to like menstrual cramps. But for me, it really hurts like a lot. And I think that has to do with the LEEP procedure, like I was telling you guys, just because they did have to cut a piece of my cervix off, and depending on how it healed, it could have, you know, made it to where the cervix opening isn't as big as it needs to be, or there's some scar tissue there, or whatever the case may be. Now, these are all just things that I'm assuming that's happening. This is not something that the doctor has confirmed with me yet. He said that he wants to wait and see like what my blood work says later down the road and see exactly how this pans out. But he, like I said, told me today in his exact words, it's not the worst cervix he's seen. I mean, I don't know what that means. But he did say that my uterus, my fallopian tubes, and my ovaries all looked fantastic. He was like, now you can tell your husband you're perfect inside and out. It was really cute. But yeah, so everything else besides my cervix looked fantastic on this the procedure, and he said that we're hopeful to see what goes forward, but he was really concerned with why it was so difficult to get the normal catheter that usually has no pain associated with it for normal HSG to just go where it needed to be. He did mention that because my cervix is the way that it is now, because either the LEEP procedure or whatever the case may be, he said that an IUI is going to be difficult to do if we do choose to go that route, simply because the cervix opening is so difficult to go through, and an IUI is artificial insemination, so that's where they would take it and push it all the way through the cervix, through the uterus, and right into the fallopian tube. So that would be difficult, and he's not sure if that's an option for us at this time because the complications that he had today. So it is what it is at this point. I'm trying, like I said, to stay hopeful with it. The next set of instructions that I have at this point are to go ahead and take the blood work between cycle day 21 and 24. So that's what I'm gonna do. I have to wait until cycle day 21. And then he did mention that Manny needs to go ahead and get another semen analysis done after the blood work is completed, so that we can see if there's been any change in his semen within the last time that they took it, to see with the CoQ10 and the vitamin C supplements that he's been taking. So the other thing that the radiologist that was there kind of like made me feel a little bit better about, that she was kind of like, just so you know, some patients have reported back that after this flush is done, because they're literally blowing out your entire like reproductive system, they go through the cervix, through the uterus, through the tubes, and through the ovaries. She's like, just so you know, some people have reported back and said that this kind of has like an opening effect on everything down there, and that this has actually helped them conceive. She's like, so I wouldn't suggest it today, but if you can wait a couple of days and take advantage of it. I'm not saying it's been studied and proven, but a lot of people have reported back that this actually helped them get pregnant. So if you guys want to try it, you know, there's a little silver lining to all the pain associated with it. So I was like, okay, good to know. We might have to go ahead and do that, because I mean, if my cervix is just too narrow for anything to fit through, maybe with the contrast and everything that was gone through it, maybe it'll be a little bit more open and we'll have a little bit more hope, a little bit more of a chance. But yeah, so that is pretty much my experience. Like I said, the first catheter did not work at all. I mean, the poor guy, he thought that I was gonna like pass out on him. I was like breathing really heavy, and he's like, are you gonna, you know, pass out on me? Don't go into hyperventilation. And I was just really trying to focus on my breathing, and he was like trying to have a conversation with me, and I just wasn't having it. And he was just like, are you okay? Like, don't pass out on me. And I'm like, no, I'm fine, like just concentrating. Yeah, it was definitely a lot more pain than I thought it was going to be, but again, I think that's just because of my circumstances, because the LEEP procedure. But yeah, that is pretty much the only update I have as of right now. Luckily, good thing, silver lining, is that there isn't anything wrong. Everything is open. There didn't seem to be any blockages or anything wrong with my ovaries or my tubes or anything like that. So good news on that, and I'm happy about that. Now we just gotta figure out what's going on with my cervix and if it's just too narrow for something to go through now. Anyway guys, I will let you guys know whenever I do the blood work. It's gonna be a little bit from now, but I will definitely keep you guys up to date on this journey. Like I said, definitely gonna share everything with you and keep you guys up to date. Thank you so much for watching. I love you so much, and I will see you in the next one.